Hello, Mark from Enchantment of Eternity here, yes, again. Here to do a quick channel announcement just to tell you what's going on with my channel. I've been planning on making this announcement for quite some time because I had made the decision to not review as many shows as I've been reviewing because I've just been making I've been making myself a lot too busy, and I want to focus more on the shows that I do, particularly Star Trek, Game of Thrones, and as I keep saying, The Expanse. I still have videos planned for The Expanse, so I want to try to focus more on those. So I mean, when I first started doing this channel, it was basically just Star Trek and Game of Thrones, which is why, those are the two shows I sort of specialize in. But I watched some of these other channels like Geeksiders and other like Emergency Awesome and whatever, all these channels that do multiple shows, and I was a bit jealous. I was thinking, well, I should try to do the more recent shows I currently airing, because at the time when I first made my channel, the only two shows airing that I was watching was Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, which is why I ended up reviewing The Walking Dead. And then later, Better Call Saul came out, so I started reviewing that straight away as soon as I started watching that. And then, of course, as the years went on, I started getting into more and more shows, where the point is now I'm watching like over 10 or whatever shows. And so I had the idea, let's pretty much review every show that I watched. Now, last year, I already decided to sort of calm down a bit, and I came up with the system. I was like, okay, I'm reviewing too many shows. So I had like this system as like a tier system. Certain shows I'd only review every once in a while. Other shows I would do like every 3 episodes, and then some shows, only a select few, I would do every single episode. Well, I'm officially scrapping that format for 2018. In fact, I'm starting sort of now towards the end of 2017. And I'm just going to review 5 shows. I'll review every single episode of those shows, but that's it. All the other shows I will just review after the season's over. So once the season's over, I'll do one video like I just did for Narcos. And what else did I do? I did this for a few other things. I've been doing this for The Walking Dead. Stuff that have half seasons like The Walking Dead, I might do half seasons on. But basically, yeah, so only 5 shows I will review. I'll cover it episode to episode. And for those, every single one of them, I will do every single episode. But the rest of the shows, just one video at the end of the season saying this is what I thought of the season, and that's all you get. And this is because this might be a bit, I don't know, controversial is too strong of a word, but maybe a bit disagreement coming with my selection here. Yeah, another live stream, German. They just keep coming and coming. So let me bring up my list here. So the 5 shows, and actually I'll start out straight out and say that Game of Thrones is not listed among the 5. That's kind of a default. I'm not counting. So really it's 6 if you want to be cheeky, but we're not sure that we will get Game of Thrones in 2018. I'm not sure if they've officially announced that it's being hung over till 2019, so that's why I'm not counting it, because who knows. But if it does come out in 2018, then I'll get it. So these are the 5 shows I'll be reviewing in 2018. The Expanse, of course. Star Trek Discovery. It doesn't matter if it sucks. It's Star Trek. I'm going to cover every single episode. If it sucks, I'll have fun with how much it sucks, but I'm still hopeful that comes out in a couple days. We'll find out then. Better Call Saul, of course. That's the one show I've been covering since the very first episode, and I will continue to cover it until the very last episode. Black Mirror, which is an odd choice, and that's actually coming up. That's towards the end of the year, so that's actually coming up in 2017. Who knows if it's going to be in 2018, but I counted it. I'm assuming it will. This has been yearly so far. Now, Black Mirror, that might be a bit weird because that's a Netflix show. But I decided, and I'm going to do this for this year as well with Black Mirror, is I'm going to review I'm going to review it like a weekly show. I'm going to review one episode per a week. So after when the whole thing just plops out on Netflix, I will I'll just do it. I'll start with episode 1 and do one a week as if it was a weekly show, because Black Mirror is kind of, I think it should actually, honestly, even if they're going to have it on Netflix, they should do it weekly. Here in New Zealand, Netflix does do weekly, because there's certain shows that aren't really Netflix shows, but they come out on different channels or different services in America. But here in New Zealand, Netflix has the right to it, or Netflix New Zealand does. Star Trek Discovery is one example. That's, as a lot of New Zealanders assume, that's a Netflix show because it's being advertised here as a Netflix show, because it's coming out on Netflix, but it comes out weekly. And there's other shows like that. So honestly, I think they should do that for Black Mirror, even though that isn't a Netflix show, because it's a format is so much better for a weekly format, because and even when I watch that show, I never binge watch it. Like, some people are warning not to binge watch it, and it's not meant to be binge watched. It's meant to come out it's because each episode is so, it has nothing to do with the others. It's an anthology series, and also it's so deep and dark. You want to digest it and think on it before just moving on to the next one. Oh, unless it sucks like that pig fucking one. That was dumb. But if it's a good one, then you're going to want to think about it. So that's why I decided I'm going to do that for Black Mirror, as long as it's on. And I'm assuming it'll be on next year, but who knows. But that's why I'm doing that this year as well. One episode weekly. I'll just do it weekly, so then it'll be 6 weeks after, by the time I get to episode 6, and everyone would have seen it a month ago. I'm oh, you're still talking about this. And I'll probably get 20 views, but who cares? I'm gonna do it anyway, because I like Black Mirror. It's a good show. Right. I went off on a tangent on Black Mirror. So I said The Expanse, Star Trek Discovery, Better Call Saul, Black Mirror, and the 5th show. And for 2018, that's up in the air, because here's the thing: Mr. Robot's coming out soon. Season 3, it's coming out in 2000, end of 2017. I'm not even sure if season 4 has been confirmed yet, so who knows? But here's the thing: I am going to review Mr. Robot weekly, episode by episode, for season 3, but it depends on how season 3 goes, that if I want to do this for season 4, assuming there will be a season 4, which I'm assuming. It's popular enough to show, even with how often it dropped, unless season 3 totally sucks and people totally jump off, then pretty sure there will be a season 4. But again, going on a tangent. But for me, it depends on how good season 3 is, because season 2 was, there's parts of it I liked. I know me and my brother disagreed. He liked it a lot better than I did. But actually, the general consensus hated it even more than I did. There was a lot of nasty things said about Mr. Robot season 2. I don't think it was that bad. There were parts of it I liked, but it was definitely a downgrade, in my opinion. It was definitely felt like, to me, like I said, after watching season 2, I said it didn't feel like, oh, that season was awesome. It felt like, oh, well, this makes it look like season 3 is going to be awesome. It was like a whole, pretty much just setup episode. It was 12 episodes long, and they could have told the same story in 6 episodes. Most of it was fluff, and most of it was just setting up future events. Wasn't really, so it depends on season 3. Since season 2 was such a setup, season 3 has to have some payoff. And if it doesn't, if it's another setup filled with filler and fluff, then I'm going to be well, okay, fuck you then, Mr. Robot. I'm not covering you anymore. But I will cover season 3 up until the end of season 3, regardless, unless, it really pisses me off. I always reserve the right, like I did with Orphan Black, if something really starts to suck. But I doubt it will be that bad. So barring that, I will cover season 3 up to the end. But season 4 depends on how season 3 goes. So for my 2018 list, my number 5, I put Mr. Robot or Humans. Now, Humans is a show I love, and if I don't cover that week to week, I know a lot of people will be upset because I actually got a lot of views on my human videos, especially compared to other shows I do, and that's partly because not many people review Humans, so I don't really have much competition, so people have to come to me. So I know people will be disappointed if I don't cover Humans, and I do love that show. Like, I gave it a 9 every year, and I'll always makes, like, the past 2 years anyway, it made my top 5 of my top 10 favorite shows of the year. I won't this year because it wasn't on this year, but their season 3 is coming out in 2018. But if Mr. Robot's good and I'd rather do that, then I'm not going to do Humans, and I'll just cover it in one video at the end of the season. I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed, and even though I love the show, it's just not something. Like, I got so much, I'll be honest, like, I got so much wrong because it's a bit hard to follow. I got these comments like, "You idiot, you got this wrong." And I'm like, oh, right. So, and plus it didn't help that it's been a while since I've seen the first 2 seasons. So, it's actually, even though I love it, it's not something I really want to cover week to week. It was the same thing with Narcos. Narcos just came out, and that's also one of my favorite shows, also makes my top 5 favorite shows of the year, and it's just not something I want to cover week to week. It's just, I think it's something better that's talked about as a whole. So those are my 5. Of course, Game of Thrones is if it comes out 2018, that will be a 6. That's, automatic. There's no way I'm not doing that. But Expanse, Star Trek Discovery, Better Call Saul, Black Mirror, and Mr. Robot, or if season 3 sucks, Humans. So that's, and everything else, I will not do anything else weekly, episode by episode. So it's going to free me up to do a lot more other videos that I've been wanting to do. Like, I want to do more Expanse videos. I want to do more Star Trek episode reviews and stuff like that. And so it's frustrating because when I'm reviewing episodes, shows week to week, they just take up all the time. It's like now, Mr. Robot and Discovery, I'll be doing at the same time. So that only, and I limit myself to 3 videos a week. So that only leaves me with 1 other video. So it takes me forever to get through this back catalog of things if I only have 1 available slot. So that's the main reason why I will be cutting back next year to just those 5 shows, which hopefully, for the most part, will not be airing concurrently. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay, let me see what's going on in this chat. I've been collecting you guys. Oh yes, Tim Yo is going out about the White Dragon. Yes. Gus riding a White Dragon. Plot leaks are out the night King resurrects Chuck. He becomes a White Walker that shoots electricity. Chuck is referring to a character from Better Call Saul. If you're not in the know, he's another character whom I've shown a lot of hatred to, so they're just having me on. But I know you're just joking, being tongue-in-cheek about the plot leaks, but it just so you know, if they're actually any real legit plot leaks come out for season 8, or even if they're not legit and people aren't sure, whatever, I'm just not going to read it. Not at all. I'm staying well away from any of that crap. I might still do Watchers on the Wall. And who knows, maybe I'll do predictions if I'm feeling up to it. It depends on what my mood is, because my mood at the end of season 7 was not good. But I will probably read the stuff on Watchers on the Wall because that's not too heavy. It was kind of heavy this year. Hopefully next year won't be as heavy, but typically it's not as bad. But I'm staying well away from any plot leaks or any stuff like that. Okay. Oh, one other thing I was going to mention. Some of you fans of the show might be a fan of the show that I did not mention I will not be covering, and that's Vikings. And that's another show which I get a lot of views. That's probably, I want to say behind Game of Thrones is probably my second highest view show that I do episode by episode. And I just, so like if I wanted to worry about money or even worry about appeasing the viewers, then that's probably, or want to get the views. Some people accuse me of like clickbait or like trying to get views. That's total horseshit. They're just idiots. They just say that for everything. The people become so sensitive about that because really, if I was like that, then I'd every free single fucking week I'd release a Game of Thrones predictions or theory video and be like, oh, is the Night King, blah blah blah. I don't do videos like that because I don't care about clickbait. I don't care about getting views. And if I wanted to get views, I do Vikings. And it's not that I don't like Vikings. I do. I enjoy it. But it's similar to what I said about Humans, where I feel a bit lost, and a lot of times, like, people will be like, you idiots, you got this wrong. I'm just not as deep in the lore and the history or whatever of Vikings. It's a good show, and sometimes, like last year, I didn't do it every week because I just found I didn't have that much to say about it. So I'm actually gonna, regardless, I'm gonna be dropping Vikings from now on, and that will include, because it returns at the end of this year of 2017, and I'm gonna start that now because I had originally planned to do it like every once in a while, but even starting this year, I will not be covering Vikings week to week. I'll wait. It's a half season, so I'll cover it after the end of the half season. I'll do one video for the entire half season, and y'all just have to be content with that. Sorry, I'm busy. I got to pick and choose, and I'm picking and choosing shows that I personally would like to review week to week, not ones that get the most views. Because I'm mostly, I mean, I love you guys. I love interacting with you guys, but I'm mostly doing this channel because I like doing it, not because I get money, because I get fuck all money from it. Oh my God, you guys in the chat. 100 white dragons with many more white polar bears, all in chats. Yes. Anyway. John Dane for the win. Anywho, I think that's pretty much all I had to say about my channel update for 2018 and the rest for 2017, by the way. So the rest of 2017, basically, Star Trek Discovery, Mr. Robot, only 2 week-to-week episodes I'll be doing for the rest of the year. Oh, Black Mirror, sorry, 3. Black Mirror is coming out sometime. They still haven't announced it yet, but they're still saying 2017. They announced the name of the episode, it's just not the release date. So it's probably be like November or December. So those are the 3 shows I'll be doing for the end of 2017. Mr. Robot, Discovery, Black Mirror. 2018, it will be The Expanse, Star Trek Discovery, Better Call Saul, Black Mirror, Mr. Robot, or Humans, one or the other, not both, and Game of Thrones if that comes out in 2018. So those are my plans. I mean, I could change my mind. I always change my mind. I might be like, I don't feel like reviewing that show. Who cares? But for the moment, those are my plans. That is what I plan to do. What was I gonna say? I don't know. So. And everything else, I will just, all the other shows I watch, I'll do one video for at the end of the season. Like at the end of this year, that's, I think Punisher's the only one that I plan on doing like that. Oh, I'll do Fear the Walking Dead. Why not? I haven't even watched any of season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead, but once that's over, I'll do that. And yes, this includes Westworld. In fact, I think I'm going to, that's next year, but still, I think I'm going to actually do the same thing I did last year with Westworld, is not watch it when it comes out week to week and wait till it's over and binge it. I actually enjoyed the show more. A lot of people were like, oh, you miss out on all the theorizing. But really, like one time in between episodes, I watched some of these videos of the theories, and it just ruined everything for me. And that's what everyone was saying about Westworld, is pretty much all the fan theories on Westworld were correct. And so I'm glad I didn't enjoy the theorizing, because I would have the show spoiled for me because everyone guessed right. So I actually enjoyed the fact that I was watching it week to week. So I'm going to do the same thing for season 2. And I'm just, you know me, I'm not, I love Westworld, or maybe love is too strong, but I like Westworld. It's a great show, but I'm just not as into it as everyone else seems to think it's the best thing ever. Oh, Stranger Things. That's another show I will cover in one video. Oh, and the other thing I forgot to mention, I'm still forgetting to mention shit, as you know, I did these thoughts on series for some of the Netflix shows like Sense8 and The Defenders. I won't be doing those anymore. The scrapping those. It was okay, but I'll just do the one video at the end of the season from now on for shows like that. So any of the other Marvel Netflix stuff, Jessica Jones season 2, Punisher is coming out, stuff like that. Oh, Travelers, that's another show. I love that. It's another Netflix show. Another show I really love, but I'm just not going to do it week to week, especially since it's a Netflix show. But I will cover that in one video, and that's coming out soon. I'll actually do a full-on review of season 1 because I haven't done one of those yet. I just did the spoiler-free one of Travelers, and I'll do a full-on Travelers. So Travelers, Stranger Things, Punisher, Fear the Walking Dead, and I think a half season for Walking Dead as well. If that ends, yeah, that should end before they. So that's like 6 I'll do by the end of the year. I think Vikings won't end until next year, so I'm not counting that, or the first half of the season anyway. Yeah, so 6 I'll do the one video for, and Discovery and Mr. Robot, and of course I'll spit out Game of Thrones, Star Trek, and Expanse. Trust me, I'm gonna start with the Expanse. I keep promising, but I haven't started. But I'm gonna do it soon. So Star Trek, Game of Thrones, and the Expanse I'll cover in between all this other crap. Anyway, anywho. Dren says Mark's real name is Aegon. Yes, it is. Anyway, the reviews have been annulled. Get on Vikings. Anyway, I also watch Vikings, and I'll still do a review for it at the end of the half season, whatever, to touch in with it. But it's not that I don't like it that I'm reviewing it week to week, or I like it less than other shows. It's just that I just don't have much to say about it week to week. And, you know, that's part of my decision. I'm not doing this bullshit. Well, I'll just cover an episode here and there. I'm either doing it every week or not at all. Main takeaway from this. Anyway, I think I've talked enough now. I think you're going to be, I'll cut it off here. And yeah, thanks for subscribing and keep an eye out for all this. And I'll see you later.